Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So I'm going to take a look at this story from a couple of days back involving the company Nvidia and how this all ties in with the counterfeit world of the metaverse. And well, we'll take a look at a lot of the names that are involved in technology and how they seem to be all pointing to one thing, okay? That's the idea. So anyway, Nvidia is a multinational technology company, the biggest company involved in computer graphics. They make graphics cards for computers. They are involved also very much so in artificial intelligence now. And now they are working on improving AI and graphics for the metaverse. They have a turnover of 27 billion a year. So a couple of days ago, they had a big convention and announced how they were fully diving into the metaverse and going to help using their graphics expertise to make it more lifelike, to make this counterfeit world more like real life. Although, of course, failing to recognize that we are already living in a real life as we are. So it's something we don't need, isn't it?
Researchers are inventing groundbreaking advances at an incredible pace across computer vision, speech, natural language processing, conversation, recommenders, robotics, and more. AI is revolutionizing the largest industries, including computer graphics. Nvidia researchers applying the AI capabilities that our GPUs enable are now reinventing 3D graphics. The incredible advances of AI and 3D graphics have laid the foundation for the next computing platform, the next big evolution of the internet, the metaverse. Welcome to SIGGRAPH 2022. NVIDIA's AI research is impacting every aspect of computer graphics. RTX, the fusion of programmable shading, ray tracing, and AI, has started the next era, neurographics. Neurographics will be integral to how artists create 3D worlds and how the world is animated and rendered. One of the most impactful neurographics inventions is DLSS, an AI that has learned to enhance the resolution of motion graphics. She will show you the art of the possible and a glimpse into the future with neurographics. Neurographics is one of the essential pillars of the emerging metaverse. What is the metaverse? Simply, it's the next evolution of the internet. Commercialized 2 decades ago, the internet was about web pages, hyperlinked over a network. A decade ago, Web 2.0 emerged, and the internet was about cloud services, connected to applications that are oftentimes enjoyed on mobile devices. Now Web 3.0 is here. The metaverse is the internet in 3D, a network of connected, persistent virtual worlds. The metaverse will extend 2D web pages into 3D spaces and worlds. Hyperlinking will evolve into hyperjumping between 3D worlds. Like games today, 3D worlds are experienced through 2D displays and TVs, and on occasion with VR and AR glasses. What are metaverse applications? They're already here. Fashion designers, furniture and goods makers, and retailers offer virtual 3D products you can try with augmented reality. Telcos are creating digital twins of their radio networks to optimize and deploy radio towers. Companies are creating digital twins of warehouses and factories to optimize their layout and logistics. And Nvidia is building a digital twin of the Earth to predict the climate decades into the future. The metaverse will grow organically as the internet did, continuously and simultaneously across all industries.
Yeah, it's all fake, isn't it? It's all counterfeit. This is your digital trap, your digital prison. Why do you think all and sundry are pushing people towards digital currencies, crypto, blockchain? It's for you to use it in a counterfeit world, because real physical cash won't work in your counterfeit digital world. And this is central to the New World Order, which, as you can see, they are trying to insert into every fragment of our lives on every level. Now, the Facebook videos for Metaverse, they look absolutely dreadful, and that's never going to take off. That's what I said in a video a while back. But as you can see, this is not something these control freaks are going to be letting go of. This is going to be pushed onto everyone, especially the young. And with this company involved, I'm sure their graphics will improve and get much better and more convincing. They want to turn you into cattle, okay? Worse than cattle. At least cattle can walk around in a field from time to time. I mean, they want you wired up with a headset, sitting in a pod, your mind living in a counterfeit world, a digital world, where eventually you won't be able to discern what's real and what isn't anymore. And if you follow the fake stream media these days, yeah, I mean, you can see it happening now. They basically want to occupy all your senses, remove your brain from reality so that you cannot identify with it anymore. So Nvidia, what does this name mean? And the logo? Well, it turns out that Nvidia means envy, yeah? One of the 7 deadly sins, envy. It's a strange name for one of the biggest tech companies, isn't it? Well, not really, I suppose. I mean, we've got Apple signifying temptation, but Nvidia, it means envy, as you can see here in Latin. Invidia is the sense of envy, a looking upon associated with the evil eye. From Nvidia, to look against, to look in a hostile manner. Nvidia, envy, is one of the 7 deadliest sins in Christian belief. And also the logo backs this up. We have a spiral eye. That is green, the green-eyed monster, envy. So here we are with a company named after a deadly sin who are going to make the counterfeit world called the Metaverse more realistic using their skills with artificial intelligence and graphics. They're going to make the counterfeit more realistic so that the public are more fooled into believing it is real. Now, looking at a theme of the Bible, it is said that Satan is envious of God. Envious because God is the creator. So Satan tries to counterfeit what God has created. The more valuable something is, the more it will be counterfeited. And right now we are seeing them attempting to create a counterfeit world. And looking at that biblical ideology, then it's kind of interesting that this company's name would mean envy. And the logo of the green eye observing, because, you know, in most cases you can't become envious of something unless you see it with your eyes. I mean, you could be envious of someone's new car because you've just seen it parked outside, or envious of someone's success because you've seen them achieve riches, or it could be a country even that is envious of a trade deal that they have with another country that can lead to disharmony. Or simply, if you are a little overweight, looking at people online who are slim and are envious of how easy it is for them to lose weight. I mean, all advertising works within the context of envy. They use it to market their products. It says here, envy is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck, which you obviously have to observe first. In some ways, envy is the springboard to all the other sins. I mean, you have to see something with your green eye to first become envious, which would then lead to jealousy, another sin, which could then lead to greed, another sin, because you not only want what that person has, you also then want more. You want it so much, maybe you will lie, cheat, and deceive people to get what you want. Envy may lead to anger and frustration, which leads to wrath, another sin. So you get the idea. It's kind of a springboard to the other sins. And this company's name means envy, and it's now helping to make the counterfeit world of the metaverse more believable. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, when looking at the names of certain technologies linking to the Black Mirror scrying devices, the smartphones, and the internet, the international net designed to capture everyone, or the World Wide Web to capture humanity as its prey. And yes, I know, I am using the internet right now and a laptop with a connection to make this video. I too have been groomed unwittingly into using these things, as everyone else. But at least I'm preparing mentally myself to leave it all behind at some point and completely cut it off. Interestingly enough, All of these devices, these devil vices we have, these smartphones, laptops, computers, smart TVs, etc., all of them use computer programs called demons. Yeah, demons. And that's demons spelled as D-A-E-M-O-N. That's the old spelling of demon. A demon is an evil spirit, a source or agent of evil, a supernatural being whose nature is intermediate between that of God and that of a human being. That's what it says here. But it's also the name of a computer process. It says here, what are demon processes in an operating system? Demons are processes that run unattended. They are constantly in the background and are available at all times. Demons are usually started when the system starts, when you switch on your smartphone, when you switch on your smart TV, when you switch on your computer, and they run until the system stops. A demon process typically performs system services and is available at all times to more than one task or user. Every app you launch on your phone, on your smartphone, on your smart TV, or every piece of software on your PC or your laptop that appear on your Black Mirror screens are all due to a computer process program called a daemon. It won't work without them. In fact, if you open multiple apps at the same time, multitasking they call it, you will have multiple daemons for each app running constantly in the background, one for each app. It's kind of strange, isn't it? Daemons. Why did they choose that name? Also, if you say you want to download one of these apps or software that have a daemon constantly, continuously running in the background when it's open, you want to download an app or a software program. One way of getting the internet onto a device is through an Ethernet port or an Ethernet cable. An Ethernet cable gives your device access to a local network or the internet. The name Ethernet, comes from the word ethereal, ether, which means a region beyond the earth. It says here celestial, heavenly, unworldly, spiritual place that lacks material substance, immaterial and intangible. So you download these apps that all have demons running constantly in the background through an Ethernet cable that relates to the ethereal, which means unworldly spiritual place. So to get your apps that appear with the help of demons, you have to use a cable that means unworldly spiritual place. That's coming from an unworldly spiritual place, downloading the demons from the spiritual world, okay? And you know, once you download these apps to get them to work, what do you use? Or what does the operating system usually use? It uses an installation wizard, an install wizard. That's what comes up on the screen. Sometimes it's called a setup wizard. An automated wizard installs the software that once it is installed opens and runs with demons operating in the background, software which you downloaded through an Ethernet cable. That's from the ether, a spiritual world, downloading demons from the spiritual realm that then install themselves on your Black Mirror device with the help of a wizard. Okay? I mean, it's kind of interesting. And through all of this technology, it appears that the digital realm is always a counterfeit version of everything in the real world. And this digital realm is being used to now enslave the people, as I've talked about before over and over and over again. So what do you think? All of these terms, is it all just another coinky-dink? Or is there more to this than meets the eye? Or am I going completely insane? As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to HugoTalks.com website so I can notify you of video uploads as opposed to relying on third-party sites to get the message to you. Okay, see you later.